How you doing, guys? It's Eric from RuleTheWasteland.com. I said in my prediction video that I did not think that there would be any kind of nuclear event over the next 2 years. And while I'm injecting some pure weapons grade hopium to still think that that's going to be true, obviously the chances of it happening are way higher now than they have been than they were when I said that, and probably at any other point in my lifetime, which was even true at the time, and I think the chances have even gone up. So I'm still gonna go ahead and say I don't think it's gonna happen, but if it does, there's definitely a few things that are going to happen, and you need to be ready for that. Now, first of all, I think if we take all the possible scenarios where there is some kind of nuclear event, a purposeful nuclear event, not like a meltdown of some random power plant like Fukushima or something, but like an actual, involved with Russia and Ukraine and NATO and all that, some kind of purposeful detonation of a nuclear device, whether that's a dirty bomb or an EMP or just a ballistic missile or anything, tactical nukes. I think probably 75 to 80% of those scenarios involve like a much smaller, either a dirty bomb or a tactical nuke, some kind of test, something like that, like a show of force kind of thing. And I've seen a few videos recently about how that's going to cause massive panic. And I have a slightly different take. Not that I don't think it'll cause panic, because I do, but let's say that what we've been hearing the scuttlebutt about in the news about the Russian, basically Secretary of Defense, has been calling all his counterparts in these other NATO countries like the UK, United States, and saying that, hey, we have intel that Ukraine is going to set off a dirty bomb as like a false flag kind of thing. And that's actually been happening. That has happened, and he's told that, but we don't know if that's true or not. Then the other side is saying, oh no, Russia's just saying this as cover because they want to do it, and they're going to blame it on Ukraine when it does happen. But, so let's assume that that is the most likely kind of event, is some sort of small tactical nuke or dirty bomb type situation. If that specifically happens, I don't think that the average normie is going to panic in the way that you think, because certainly any nuke goes off anywhere, we're going to see an instant, basically complete disappearance of stuff like my mirror gas mask. Link will be in the description to this one. The NBC filters. Stuff like these Tyvek suits, stuff like the potassium iodide, even stuff a little bit more esoteric and unknown about, like the apple pectin or whatever. Anything related to preparedness, bomb shelters, nuclear protection, Geiger counters, any of that stuff is going to probably disappear instantly. But it doesn't take that much of the population to go after that. It's a small market compared to pretty much anything else. So even if a nuke goes off in Ukraine or Russia, even a small one, that market would probably go up by a factor of 10 or 100 or even 1,000 pretty much instantly, and it's already a small market, so that will cause it to disappear quickly. What I don't think will happen yet is the average NPC normie, who's just guzzling down what the media tells them, is not going to run out and empty the grocery stores and stuff yet. There will be some people who do, like I said, the preparedness-minded individuals. Most of us are already somewhat prepared as is. That will increase, but it won't hit the average normie with a panic, because they literally, and we've seen this through coronavirus and what's happening with Ukraine and Russia now, they literally just wait to see what the media is going to tell them about this. And I think the main reaction, unfortunately, is going to be a call to arms, basically. I think that the average normie NPC sheeple person is going to be like, oh, Russia bad, they did this, we need to go to war and kick their ass kind of thing, which is insane. But I think that just expecting these type of people who have been just guzzling down everything the media throws in front of them are going to accept and understand the implications of what this means when this happens and what it would mean to try to escalate. I think that's giving them a bit too much credit. I think it's going to be spun as, oh my God, look, we need to world police it like we have been, and we need to go kick that stupid Putin man's ass. And I think those people are going to become very hawkish and are not going to do much more to prepare. Now, and we've seen this, like I said, we see this with everything that's happened. They wait until the media tells them what to do before anything happens. That's why people like us were talking about coronavirus and everything late in 2019, early 2020, and it wasn't until like March and there was a stock market crash and government started openly talking about something shutting down that the average person started freaking out. And certainly any actual event will cause some people to reach that panic, but I don't think there would be a mass panic unless it happened in a NATO country, something like that. Like if a nuke went off in UK, obviously US, Poland, and maybe even in Russia itself, like there was an actual attack and it would finally get into these heads that this could escalate into thermonuclear war, then we would see that kind of panic that I've been hearing about. But honestly, I don't think people are smart enough. Most people are fucking idiots. And I don't think the people are smart enough, and we've seen this kind of rhetoric and this impetus that they have to like go after Russia with all these sanctions and do whatever, acting like they're actually going to do something. I think that all those people, Ukraine flag and their bio people, if there was a dirty bomb that went off in Ukraine, what would happen is that outside of the preparedness, 10% of the people would not go into a panic, but would start acting and, like I said, wipe out all the prepping gear. But I don't think you'd see the massive clearing out of the grocery stores just yet. I think it would take a much more intelligent assessment of the situation than they're capable of to actually go panic. I think they're too stupid to even panic most of the time. And is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? The good thing is it gives us more time to prepare. The bad thing is that obviously it allows them to support these terrible developments and terrible decisions and not even get prepared when this stuff is happening. So I could be wrong, and obviously I'm preparing to be prepared so I don't have to wait until these stuff happens to react. Even though, like I said, fingers crossed, I'm really thinking / hoping it doesn't happen. But honestly, like, I think at this point, the chances of some kind of nuclear event of any kind, literally any kind, happening over the next 2 years is a high minority now. I still think it's less than 50%, but it's obviously likely, or very, very possible, not likely. And the good thing is that within all those possibilities, the vast majority of them are not, Russia and US launching all the nukes at each other, not even nukes going off within Russia, US, UK, or other countries like that. It's just something small happening in Ukraine specifically, and just as like a kind of warning show of force. But once you get to that point, all bets are off, so could get gnarly. So you have to be ready, because when that panic hits, and if that happens, eventually it will get there. I don't think there's really a chance of like one nuke happening. If one happens, there's the chances of more happening are extremely high, and the panic will happen eventually at that point. So I just don't think people are smart enough for it to happen instantly right away. I think that assessment is relying on how much we know that the implications of this, how serious we know that would be. But I don't think the average person is smart enough to understand that, and not even smart enough to panic at that point. But we'll see. I don't know if it's better to be wrong about that or worse, but either way, we're in for some interesting times. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you later. And definitely, if you don't have your gas mask, your potassium iodide, your basic, a few $100s worth of stuff that can protect you pretty well in the event of a nuclear event, links will be in the description to get that stuff. Talk to you guys soon.